Oh, hello, hello. Happy Friday, everybody. Hey, Corrado. Hey, Penny. Welcome. Oh, I think I just got something in my throat. So that's a bit loud. Let's turn it down a bit. And there we go. So, yeah, I still have some beach contracts to do, I think. Yes, see, I'm a bit behind. Happy Friday, happy Friday! So, let's see, where are we going next? Hokkaido, it was two Hokkaidos, Chongqing. Willing or Dartmoor? Let's start at Dartmoor today. Let's see, fiber wire everybody, okay, in any disguise. So yeah, it's planning, I'm starting here because of him. I'm suspecting they are upstairs somewhere too, maybe him. Oh, I think is he the guard that's with him? Well, I need a fiber wire for the classics. Okay, then it's, yeah, good luck. Let's go in. It's a shame I don't have a contract for Wilton Creek, because I have that mod installed and it's all like Halloween decorated, it's dark. They added extra NPCs, so that's pretty cool. Oh, it's not him.
Aaron Ford Jr. calling from Morgan Yates and Cone. I need to get a listing of asset transfers from the Carlisle account HTTP code number 5085. I need it immediately. Yes, I'll hold. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Why is he coming in? What? Why they hit your Pixel Wilton Creek with the mod looked really good. Yeah, I just went around and shot some pics of things that looked cool in the mod. So yeah, it's not really. I didn't really go for the big look, but yeah, they're really cool. It's a really cool looking mod. Crap. Do I need something to bonk with? Let's take some hardware. Yeah, and it's the mod is still in beta apparently. I think the author wants to add more. Okay. Oh, we got him just in time. Let's put you in here. There we go. Okay, who's next? There's one on the same floor here, so... let's take care of him. Where are you? Oh, okay, I know who you are. Does he come in here if I do this? Oh, he does. Do, 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 do. A startling 74% said they believed the slap was justified. The slap was justified.
And 11% said she should have done it, but with slightly less force.
I'll put it as plainly as
The
possible.
fight's just been
If you
terminated.
are, how many fans you got? You win. Scratch that. In Turkey, have that many people, especially Russians, looking up to you.
Okay.
A bit of decency and self-respect.
Okay. Who's next? They're all downstairs, so I guess this one. Where the fuck is he?
You should come visit. I'll take you somewhere really nice.
There. Okay.
Deserves that.
I don't know.
Oh, he's one of those dudes. Okay. Where's the other ones? Upstairs? Okay. Oh, if I do this, he will come, not him. If he can piss off, that would be nice. There's no box out there, right? No. Not that I can... No.
Did you give the Fitzpatrick token to Madame Carlisle's daughter?
Rebecca? Yes.
Oh, there is.
Insistent that one. What? Come on, do you read? Someone is taking people out.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Put you away too. Get that out of the way. Clean everything up. Okay, where is the rest? Oh, it's him. Get the keys. I'll do you last. Get this.
Damn. Oh dear.
You in the corner. There we go. Don't want anybody coming here. Okay, so now I gotta deal with you. I think I can get you on the other side of the car.
Excuse me? We might have a situation. Sweeping area, over.
Oh, he's looking at me. Dude, fuck off there.
Speechless.
There we go. That wasn't too hard.
Winning.
Thank you. Yeah, that was an easy one. Of course, I can do it faster, but yeah. I'm not the one to grind this. See, 3 out of 3, 440. Ah, I should have waited for 7 seconds. Let's see how my friends are doing this in the half the time. Took me twice as long, yeah. Maybe if I do some distraction shots and such, I can do it faster, but it's whatever, man. I thought I already had that, but okay. Unicorn horn. Let's see. Contracts, so featured. So yeah, I'm not gonna do this one because I don't want to do Hokkaido twice in a row. I also have Berlin. Oh, let's take on a Hokkaido one. Not my favorite map, but we'll see. Unarmed, fiber wire, any method. Okay. So I need a fiber wire. In the garden, so starting here is okay. I could start here as a handyman, since he is also here. And I need to be the handyman, so that's good. Yeah. Let's go from here. Let's see what we can do. Oh, the ad break starts in... Oh my god. Snooze. Where's my first victim? Not over here. Oh, not here. Okay. Down there. Down there. Up there. Fuck.
Rejuvenation or something. I'm sick of waiting around. Come on, hurry up with the boob job.
Aquariums always fill me with such calm. Looking at the beautiful fish, in their simple existence.
Oh, we've got a cop coming, a security guard coming in. Okay, so how the hell am I going to get him? Ooh. Hey, Seth, welcome. Okay, well, let's figure him out.
That's a little harsh, isn't it? A total ban?
I don't know. Patient did die. Famous one at that.
Still, it's not the chef's fault. What was a kitchen apprentice thinking?
Oh, he's any method.
Unsupervised. I mean, it takes
So you can like...
Does the kid realize how poisonous those things are?
He's a kid. Well, probably wants to show off. I don't know.
Poor chef.
Need a screwdriver for that. Okay. Is there a screwdriver around here somewhere?
Go fix the aircon.
Why don't you shut up? No. Wrecking my brain here to see if I can remember that there's an... Now I even lost where the dude is... Oh, right. I've got a wrench here.
What's up with the sudden limp on our resident yoga
That's,
master?
I noticed that. Heard him complain about it on the phone too, talking to his doctor. I think he overstretched or pulled a muscle or something.
Yeah, I guess so.
Where is the damn... Where are they doing this? Okay. Where were they? Oh, there it is. Can you do it also like this? No, you can't. Okay. Let's see. Is there... It's just the toilets. I think I need to bring one with me. Let's see. We have room for that. Do I need an electronic key hack? Let's hope we don't. So, screwdriver. Okay. Icicle.
Come on, why is this taking so long? You know who I am.
Aquariums always fill me with such calm. Looking at the beautiful fish, just serene in their simple existence. Takes the stress right out of me. You got any tricks like that?
Oh, I do yoga.
Okay, let's see.
That's a little harsh, isn't it? A total ban?
I don't know. Patient did die. Famous one at that.
Still, it's not the chef's fault. What was a kitchen apprentice thinking cooking out a fugu fish by himself unsupervised?
We will go upstairs.
Practice. Didn't the kid realize how poisonous those
I'm
things
sorry,
are?
are you maintenance or what?
Kid. Probably wanted to show off. I don't know.
Hey, don't ignore me.
Yeah, that works.
Hold it right there, asshole. Somebody. What in the world?
Yes. It's a damn shame.
So, can I like lure him here? Yeah, I could lure him out of the room by dropping this. Okay. I think we can do that. Yeah, I thought he would go the other way, but yeah. That's me being stupid. Whoa. I accidentally opened my... touched the hotkey. I don't need to do that. Just picking up the icicle in case I need something to stabby with. Okay, there we go. He doesn't even hear that.
Fill me with such calm. Looking at the
Okay.
That's a little harsh, isn't it? A total ban?
I don't know. Patient did die. Famous one at that.
It's the little chef's fault. What was the kitchen apprentice thinking cutting out a fugu fish by himself unsupervised? I mean, it takes years of practice. Didn't the kid realize how poisonous those things are?
Okay. Okay, so that will take care of him. Bonk. Get rid of that. Okay, so now I need him. Oh, crap.
I'll buy lunch if you go check out whatever that was. Affirmative.
Hello?
It's too bad I don't have coins, otherwise I could have lured him directly here.
I could say typical, I guess.
Oh, they saw that over there? Oh, fantastic. Oh, and he had to be unarmed. Oh my god. Happy 10-10. Happy 10-10 to you too, man. So I'm wondering, I want to see if this one works. Just gonna go in here. Oh, there he goes.
Command, I'm here now and the area is clear. Over.
So I exposed the wires. Oh, there he goes. Okay, so that works. Okay. Let's go take a look at the others while we're at it.
Wait a minute. Command, you copying? Apparently there's a guy out there being
Okay, he's there, he's there. Oh man. Hey Choda. Welcome. Wait, what? How do I get over there? And I'm trespassing because I'm getting to the morgue, I guess. Yeah. Oh. That's not good. He's up there. He's down there. Where the fuck is he? Oh, he's the guy working on the snowmobile. Okay. Yeah, we can lure him into the door there. That should not be a problem. Where are you? Oh, you work on the helipad. That's not really a big problem. Where are you? Near the laundry room. Okay. Yeah, that should work. Bop, 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 bop. Can use these as distractions if need be. Also something to throw with.
I can't believe they're still not ready.
Hello there.
Hey, yippee-ki-yay. Welcome. Happy Friday.
Aquariums always fill me with such calm.
Huh? Hey, check that out, would you?
All right, I understand.
Oh, you lazy bastard. Now the security guard is coming over here.
I don't see too much out of the ordinary.
Very nice.
Okay. Put you here.
Aquariums always fill me with such calm. Looking at the beautiful fish.
It's either one of them or both of them.
Aquariums always fill me with such... Aquariums always fill me with such calm. Looking at the beautiful fish. Just serene in their takes the stress right out of me. You got any tricks like that?
Well, I do yoga. The body and the soul. It's actually quite an addiction.
Your turn to take a look.
Okie dokie.
What is he doing here?
Please come
What is
out.
she doing here?
I'm getting a little freaked out here.
Why? What? Unarmed. Crap. Yeah, too late. He's gonna see me. Fuck me! Here, eat screwdriver. You. Fuck me.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Hey, my streams. Welcome, happy Friday. Good to see you. It's a little early in the morning for a screwdriver, isn't it? Well,
That's a little harsh, isn't it? A total failure.
I don't know. The patient did die. Famous one at that.
Still, it's not the chef's fault. What was the kitchen apprentice thinking, cutting out a fugu fish by himself unsupervised? I mean, it takes years of practice. Didn't the kid realize how poisonous those things are?
He's a kid.
okay, so... Whoop.
Poor chef.
So as long as it's not cheap vodka, yeah. Okay, so that should take care of him. And that.
Aquariums always fill me with such calm. Looking at the beautiful fish, just serene
Go change your
in their
light bulb.
simple existence.
Go change a light bulb. Fuck you, dude.
Any tricks like that? Yoga. It's good for the body and the soul. It's actually quite an addiction of mine.
Whoa.
Ghost.
What?
Oh, he's busy.
Careful, would you?
Well, I do yoga. It's good for the body and the soul.
Oh my god.
It's quite an addiction of mine.
He's annoying.
Say I'm annoyed to have missed today's lesson.
Ah, director got you working overtime as well.
Actually, no. The instructor here at Gamma managed to injure himself. Hello? Anyone there?
Okay. Should be safe-ish.
Met him in the washing area earlier. He refused to train me.
Wow.
Come on, give me.
Oh, yeah. Some of those places. Oh, sure.
Okay. Okay. Since you're interested in going space, can you go upstairs, please?
I'll buy lunch if you go check out whatever that was. Okay. Someone there? This is pissing me off.
Unarmed. Crap!
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Why did I have that in my hand? That's the worst thing to have in my hand. Just to quote Red. That was... Oh my god. Sometimes I'm an idiot.
Man, thought I heard something.
Let's get rid of him first thing.
Aquariums always fill me with such calm. Looking at the beautiful fish, just serene in their
Anyone here?
makes the stress.
Hello?
Fuck me! Why? Okay, let's try that again. I don't know, I guess I kinda bumped into him or something. I have no idea. I don't know if the camera can see that if I take him out here, so... Hey, Panda! Welcome, happy Friday, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Now the fucking camera sees it. Oh my fucking god. That's what I was afraid of, that the camera would see that somehow. So I guess my ass just happened to be... happened to enter the range of the camera or something, I don't know. Okay. That was all practice runs.
Possible intruder. Sweeping area. Over.
Calm, looking at the beautiful fish, serene in their simple existence. The stress right
Hey, is anyone there?
Gotcha, bitch. Okay, let's get him up there. Doink. Let's get you here.
Hey, check that out, would you?
Yes, sir.
You get over here.
Heard that.
That's fine that you heard that.
Not like him.
Okay. So that's number one. Okay. Okay. Now he goes, he fucks off, so now I can...
Is that those bloody kids messing around again?
Yeah, it's the kids, man. Turn this on. There we go. Okay, so... oh, the other one is over here. Right. He's right here. So that should not be a problem. I should probably be able to get him in here. Yeah, I don't have any place to stick him here. Oh, I have room to stick him somewhere over there. So...
Come on, whoever did that, stop it.
Okay. Got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got him. What's his deal? Anything? Yeah, okay. That should be... Oh, come on.
What's up with the sudden limp on our resident yoga master?
Heard him complain about it on the phone too, talking to his doctor. I think he overstretched her muscle or something.
Wait here. You hear trouble, run.
What? Oh, what's your problem, asshole?
Oh, they just fuck off to that? Okay. I'll take it.
up. I don't know what.
Let's see. The other one is in the staff area. Level 0. Is he on the same level as me? I think so. Yeah. To my right. Over there. Who are you? And how do I get there? Just follow this, I guess. Yeah. Oh, why isn't he... Oh, now he starts. Okay. So, let's go around. Let's go get the guy on the helipad. Because if I have him, the other one's gonna expire real soon. Told me JJ Gervais. Okay. What's your problem? There we go. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Duh. Winning. There we go. Could this be done quicker? Probably. In fact, I'm sure of it. Yeah, see. Let's see how my friends are doing. 3:07. So 2.5 minutes faster. Okay. So these are very close. So yeah, I have a very slow strategy, but it works. Slow and steady. You know, I'm like a diesel engine. I just... I'm good once I get up to speed. Okay, let's see. What is next? Featured Berlin? Yeah, let's go to Berlin. Thank you, Penny. Thank you. Ghost mode works on Hitman 3. Okay, cool. That's what you said. Oh, oh god, it's Rolf Hirschmüller.
Hello there.
Then you have Fleischer, Ganz Everhard, Elias Bachmann, and Waldemar. Waldemar Borchardt. Hey, Alonso.
Hello there.
Happy Friday. Eliminate the enemies and take your rightful place in the organization. Okay. Any unarmed. Okay, so these are anything, and so... Okay. I guess we're starting down here. Because it's real close to Mr. Hirschmüller. Coins. And taking a key hack. I can open the door. Anything I can smuggle down here? Nah, not really. Okay, let's go. I don't need a special outfit, right? Yeah, no. I need disguise. Okay. Oh crap! Did I take a seeker instead of a? No, okay, whatever. Whatever, man. We'll see if he'll make it, and otherwise, can always restart, right? Okay. He's unarmed, and the unarmed, and he's something else. Okay.
He'll be fine. He always...
replan this. Not a seeker. Just take a Krugi. And
Hey, who is throwing stuff around here? Come on! Excuse me, you rip?
crap. Yep, I can't hide right there, so I gotta get into the closet, I guess. Or the locker or whatever.
Any news on Gray?
Not a thing.
That worries me. Gray's not. What was that noise?
Oh, I can't pacify him? Oh boy. Okay. That's gonna... Hopefully he doesn't hear me breaking his neck. Because that can be a problem.
Any new... What? Hey, who is throwing stuff around here? Come on!
Hopefully this is far enough away. It is. Okay. But if I change into him, will they know? They'll know.
You want to have a look? Got it.
Crap! I was spamming the kill button, but bonk. So this is the correct way, right? Unarmed, any method, unarmed, yes, okay. And then I have these two assholes. Come on, stand up. They will see that. Okay. So I will lure them into the other room then. And then we should be golden. Yeah, no use in making them sick, because then they will go to some place I cannot get to real quick. Oh. Okay.
Any news on Gray?
Okay.
What was that? Someone should go and see. Now.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, the other one that's unarmed. Okay. Fine.
We might have a possible disturbance. I'm moving to investigate. We'll keep you posted.
Okay. Now these assholes.
Find out what that was.
Command? Anybody there? Come in!
Okay, I'm afraid to say we got some trouble coming. What? Oh, that might be.
There we go. That was nice and easy. Yeah, cool. Did a little bit better on that one. A little bit better. So now I'm number 1. 12 seconds. But otherwise we'll do, yeah, they were all really close together. Thank you. So that is awesome. At least we didn't have to go run around the map. Man, why can't I just be put back into the contracts freelancer mode where I came from? God damn it. Let's see, so we have 2 left. Hokkaido and Chongqing. Let's save Hokkaido for last then. Tanto, okay. Don't think I can bring it like this, right? I have to put it in a case or a pickup. Right. Or am I just... Last time I was looking for that too. No. Okay, so they're up in the block. If I do this, there is no way for me to get... Yeah. Are you leaving auto dubbing on YouTube when it comes to turning on? Oh, it's on by default? Okay, I don't even check that, so... Well, maybe I should go back and disable that, I guess. I didn't even know that. Okay. So what are they dubbing me in like German and Russian or something? That's weird. Yeah, an email. I didn't get an email from YouTube. Is that not that I know of? So this all isn't really close to me. What corridor is this? Rooftop, side alley. That's all not really close to this starting point, right? Or is it? Because I can't take a briefcase if I'm starting like this. Otherwise, I need to start like here or here. Oh, this is near the block. There is one close to you. So is it the corridor, this one? Let's see. Where's the Tanto? Yes, okay, thank you. I thought that was on the other side of the building, but yeah. Masamune. Tanto, there it is. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, okay. I think both the Tonto and Fiberwire are on the map in that area. Oh, are they? Okay. I didn't even know there was a... Well, yeah. Makes sense there's a Tonto here somewhere. Let's see, where's my stash? On the other side, okay.
It's funny how kids look so innocent when they sleep. Is that?
Oh, it's over here.
You know, I enjoy your company.
That's nice.
Me too. Yeah, that last guy wouldn't shut up about these Germans. 1,000 questions. An hour. What?
You can take it with you, but you can just like stash it like over here.
Your stuff, but I don't understand half of it. So
Alright, there's a camera right here, right? Or not?
You'll wrap up the serial transmission benchtop. I did. There are still a few kinks to work out.
You can bring it. Yeah, I couldn't get it. I didn't see it in my inventory. Oh, it's you. Oh, I shot the camera. Right. He just happened to look out at that window over there. Oh my god. Yeah, so... Oh, there, I can take it. Was I that blind? Oh my god. Tonto. Yeah, so... I don't need to smuggle it. Okay, that's... Okay. Even though I'm wearing glasses, I apparently still can't see. Hey, Blazing Bishop, welcome. Thank you, welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Okay, so let's see there. Most of them are above me, so going here.
You know, I enjoy your company.
That's nice.
Don't have to worry about the cameras. Hey, thanks so much for the follow, Blazing. Yeah, let's go up first. Work our way down. Got to get swifty. Let's see. You. Where are we going to put you? Over here. I said maybe we'll put you over here.
Okay. Please then. Back. I'll check it out.
Okay, all right.
Speechless.
Yeah, it's hard to talk with your vocal cords cut, dude. Okay. Who's next? There was one other on this level over here. Oh, I cannot unlock that. So I'll have to go through here. Don't want you to turn around. Okay, so now we go down. Get that dude. Drag you here for a bit. Are we going over there? I'm doing well, Blazing. I'm working my way through the last of the Crap. Featured contracts. He doesn't hear that. Okay. Okay, gotta be careful of the dog over there.
Yes.
Okay, where is our last victim? Down left. Over there. Where is that? Level 2. Oh, I think I know. Okay. Can I? Yeah, I should be able to get there from here, right? Oh, body found. Was it this dude? No. Oh, it's the body here. Yeah. They found this one. But the question is, where do I put him? So if I kill him here, where do I put him? Because I cannot drag him here. Maybe I can drag him down here. But then what? All Tanto, yeah. Great out from you. Good. Can I go to the next streams? Thanks for the warm welcome and have an amazing. Yeah, thank you for coming in, Blazing, and have a great next stream. Do all the things you need to do. Relax, get some hydration, and then yeah, have fun with whatever you're doing. Okay, so this guy's a problem. Where do we leave him? I could put him all the way over here. Yeah, I think that's safe, but then I have to like drag him across here. Because up here, there's just no way. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so kill him right here, drag his ass over here, across the corridor while he's turned, and just dump his ass here. I think that's the safest bet. Let's do that.
I enjoy your company.
That's nice.
Me too. Yeah, that last guy wouldn't shut up about the experiment.
Oh.
An hour.
I can't.
What are those experiments about? I overhear stuff.
Don't turn around just yet. Thank you. Okay. Cool. Like this, so they don't go wandering around. Boink. There we go.
I'm a professional.
Yeah, me too, dude. I'm a professional.
I got this.
Just go take care of it.
Okay, so just stop you from moving around. It's gonna drag you out of sight of the... Oh, there's no corridor there, so okay, that's good. One down there. One down there.
Still keeping up with those stretches?
Well, I can definitely feel it, but at least it doesn't keep me in bed anymore when it's out.
Crap! No, don't do that!
Yeah.
Command, thought I heard something. Checking it out.
You didn't hear a thing. Later, dude. I'm getting out of the shitty weather. There we go. Hey, Dark Matter, welcome. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Let's get out of here. There we go. Thank you, Yippee-ki-yay. Welcome. Thank you, thank you. Your day is going well. Good to hear it. My day is going well. It's good as well. Solved a few problems at work today. That was good. Manager happy. So, yeah. 38. Okay. Hunger into 12. How? Oh, slap dab in the middle. I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay. So that leaves 1. That's it. Featured. Just Hokkaido. Yeah, this one. The rest has been done. Okay. These guys are a threat to your clan. Fulfill your promise and eliminate them to restore balance. Okay. The ninja outfit. Oh boy. That means I have to start over here. I don't like that. With the katana. Katana unarmed. The street journal made the contract. I don't know. It just says unknown agent 6, so I have no idea. Katana, so let's see. Katana, which one shall we take? Oh, isn't there a katana right up there? Samuni. I thought I had, yeah, ornamental katana. White katana. I'll take the ornamental katana. You don't need to bring one. There's one on the path, right? Yeah. So distractions, And I'll take a electronic key hack. The others won't work. Oh my god. Why? They're katanas. A katana is a katana unless it's... Or is it modified that it has to be this one? Fine. Whatever. They're all over there. Crap, he's down there. I cannot. Down. Pain in the ass to get around here like this.
Checking out some strange noises. Stand by.
He's not fucking off to...
This is Rogue on point. We're clear. Area secure. Over. You heard it too? Whoa.
Okay. Oh.
Hey!
Oh, the fucking camera.
Suspect is in disguise. As what? Okay, reading your 5x5 out.
They say that see it from there, so I have to like lure him behind the couch. Crap. Okay. This feels like his contract, but it's not his contract, but he might say, the way it's a Street like contract. Okay. Yeah, I cannot... There's no line of sight to him, right? Not like I can just like... No. No. Oh well.
What? Oh yeah. You gotta
Get swifty. Hey, thank you so very much for the follow, Daryl Nunn. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so let's put that right there. Just stay out of sight for now over here.
Anyone there?
Oh, it's this is just anything.
That's good.
Is he katana or no? Yeah, he is katana. Go see what that was. Good. Crap. I thought I had the katana in my hand, but it switched to the coin. I guess that doesn't count, right?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Okay, whatever. Toot toot toot. Toot 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 toot. Where's this blue light coming from? That's weird. Uh-oh. You didn't see anything, dude. You didn't see anything. Now go away. Thank you. Oh wait, he doesn't have to be... Yeah, I can just shoot him. I'll collapse on the spot. That's good.
Anyone there?
Yeah. The poison pellet. Okay, now he goes over there.
Fuck.
Okay, got him. Where's the rest? Down, down, down. Okay. Are we going down the stairs? Let's see, over there. Over there. No, gotta go. Oh, he's over there. Oh, is that...
Wow, that's dedication.
The curator's as bipolar as they come. He is the ideal test subject. Besides, if he had to go through proper channels, it would take years.
R&D team put shit in his brain, and it monitors and adjusts his neurochemical...
Come in, Mike 2.
That was right? Is it unarmed? Yes. Whew. Get away with it. Okay, so that leaves these two jokers.
Treating bipolar disorder is one thing.
Where am I? Okay. Oh, okay. Huh. What is his problem? Any method. Okay.
It's me. Are the final details in place? Oh. He was very handsome and rewarded. Not fully understood the rarity for his magnificent heart, of course. Oh, that goes.
Hello there.
Quiet.
Hey, Shardy.
Put it into someone, well, young. Frankly, there are only so many.
Oh, you dropped the.
Possible intruder. Sweeping area. Over.
Such is the nature of my art. I take it.
Jeez! Mister! Bob, stop! Mister!
I need help!
Fuck!
I need help!
Why? God damn it.
That will affect your final payment. Shardy_waffled_ just redeemed. How unfortunate.
Yes, really, really unfortunate. But switch to the gun. So, problem is if I'm spotted by a camera, I'm immediately red gun, not just captured on camera, right? That's a bit of an annoyance. Yeah. Okay, so he goes over there. And then I can take out the camera and stabby him.
Come in, talk to me.
There's no saving this because that's a bit of annoyance. You captured on camera, but because I'm trespassing, you're immediately red gunned. That can't just erase the camera recordings, I guess. Yeah, bold attempt. These are just practice runs until I get it right, and then that's the run, right? That's how Hitman works. There we go. Why, dude?
Man, anybody there?
God damn it.
Someone's in serious trouble. No, no. What the hell, sir? I've got no.
Don't shoot.
Hold your fire! Looking at you, Tango.
Where is he going? I lost him.
Lift fire! Get you! Regroup! There! The corridor!
Gonna have to eat every chicken in the room. Sometimes it works until it doesn't. Oh boy. Okay, here we go again. Here we go again. Come on. Sometimes it takes forever for the prompt to appear. Oh, and he's coming here. God damn it. I'm not here. I'm not the ninja you're looking for. Okay, coin. Ah!
Whatever.
Thought I heard something. Checking it out. Over.
Huh? Command, requesting medevac ASAP. We got a casualty.
Come on in. Gotcha, bitch. Keeping the spirit of the contract. Yeah.
Oh, cock! Corridor is clear.
Crap! Why? You can't kill anybody on the stairs too. Oh my god, man. He killed the dude at my feet. Oh my god.
Weird, weird.
Okay. But if you want to get on the ledge near your feet, you have to be like, where is it? There is it. There it is. Okay. Coin. Look over there, please.
What the?
Good. Okay. Now. So if I put him here and I lure the dude in. really see him over there. Why was everybody suddenly like...
Don't move a muscle. Come on.
Okay. So maybe just let him see the gun, not the guy. Because he's... or is it because he's getting... alerted and the camera sees him alerted so that alerts the rest of the map or something? I have no idea. Hitman logic, man, sometimes it's weird, right? Sometimes it's weird. Come on. Okay. Get on the ledge.
Okay. You heard that, right?
Gonna drop him in the corner, then lure that dude over here with his gun, and then get his pop. There we go. So, I'm gonna put this over here. Fold you into the corner. No, better yet. I'm just gonna throw you like down the center well. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Okay.
Is that a weapon?
Don't.
Clean him up. Whee! Whoa. Oh boy. Is he inside of anybody? No. Okay, cool. Yeah, gotta...
Curator's as bipolar as they come. He is the ideal test subject. Besides, if he had to go through proper channels, it would take years to get cleared.
He's gotta be unarmed. Okay. Chief Surgeon might see his body.
So the
Fuck. Fuck! Okay. Here's the chief surgeon. He goes down the... how far down does he go? All the way to the bottom? Because if I drop them down there... I have no idea what the route of the chief surgeon is, so that's why I'm asking.
Shit! Oh God, help! Please, you.
God damn it, man. This map... There's a reason I don't like this map. It's because of this kind of bullshit. He goes to the helipad and back. Okay. But he's not all the way on the bottom, right? So if they're at the bottom, that should be safe. Yeah, because he goes to the helicopter pilot for his drugs. God fucking bastard.
There's trouble. Get
People.
I'm sorry, I'm
Killing civilians.
opening up.
I gotta stick to my thing, man. I just gotta throw a coin. Don't be fancy about it. Nothing special. Coins. Coins are the way. This is the way. Do-do-do-do-do. Why is he coming here? Sometimes it takes like... You have to be within a pixel of the end before you can lure them over here. And he just catches a glimpse of you and he chases you across the map. Coins are part of my standard loadout. Usually coins... coins are the way. This is the way. Okay. Get in here, dude.
Hey. Anyone there?
Okay. Dump your ass. Okay.
Who the hell left?
You want shit?
Kid himself.
That's the ticket. Well, that's dedication.
The curator's as bipolar as they come. He is the ideal. Neurochips. It smells of cybernetics. Doesn't sit right.
In his brain, and it monitors and adjusts his neurochemical levels to balance.
Okay.
In his living quarters, you know, in case he decides to use it.
Okay, they're nicely stacked here. Good, good, good.
It's me. Are the final details in place? Oh, come on. Well, that goes without saying.
I love Italian food, but
I do still wish we'd be able to put it into someone younger. Then tell me, does that
Anything, okay. Now I gotta get out of here.
This really is the life, isn't it?
Am I allowed to? Yes, I am. I think we got it, boys. We got it. We got it. Jesus, guys, you have to get out of here. Thank you, thank you. Well, that was a thing. I don't like sneaking around this map in a ninja outfit, like the other version of the map where you spawn on the just below the chopper. That is, and then when there's a contract where you can change, where you have to get to the other side of the map in that outfit, and you're always trespassing. I don't like that version. The contracts that do that, at least. 458. Yeah, just because I was faffing around. Jacques Shardy in 305. Nice, man. Nice. Manga in 328. And then me in 58. A minute and a half. 737. Nice. Well done, guys. Well done. Okay, I think that's all for the... I've done all the features. So... Let's see, featured contracts, yes. Yes. So, contracts. Let's see, I want to do one on Whittleton Creek. So, let's go contract lookup. No, contract search by friends. Berlin, Sapienza, New York, Whittleton Creek. Take out some of the trash. Oh, fuck off. Paris, Miami. Oh, can I, like, back? Can I say my friends on Whittleton Creek? Search. Contracts. Go search. They used a couple of tasers. Oh, yeah, of course. Just throw the taser at them and they'll be dead, and that's good. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Workers' compensation on Wilton Creek by street surgeon. Why street? Why do you have to, like... Oh, boy. Sally. Oh, he makes interesting contracts. Main targets, sniper rifle, random electrocution, falling object. How the hell do you get a falling object on this dude? You have to get him into a house or something? I don't want to break my neck around it. Random acts of accidents. 17 is better than 47 again. What? Sniper rifle, Hitman's signature suit. There's a chandelier in his house. But I thought he was the mill. Isn't he a mailman? Weird. Hitman Wardle Snipe. Porch Pirates. Okay. He needs to fall. Oh my god. Who made these? Red. Oh, Red did this one. Okay. I never played one of Red's before, so let's go into this one. Let's see. Suit. I gotta be in a suit. And this gotta be the mailman, so I gotta kill him and then take his outfit. I can electrocute him. He's the one arguing with the dude, right? So what I'm gonna do is tools. Micro taser. Yeah. I can get him. He's gotta be poisoned. Poison. No. Not a pneumatic syringe, a lethal syringe. He's gotta fall somewhere, okay. She's whatever. Oh, she's the one that's loading up the muffins in the truck. No idea where he is. Was wearing the Buccaneer for shits and giggles and theme. Okay. But because we are going to, where is my, this should fit right in, there we go. Smuggled item. I am going to get a, no, I don't need that. Okay, let's go. Yeah, this is Red Fury's contract. Yes. Yeah, I think you remade it. And I never played one of hers, so that's why I want to try this one. You're the target. You're a target. Accident. Okay. Oh.
Who's throwing stuff around?
That doesn't even kill him. I'll take you through. See, it's a tour. I'll give you a tour of this one first before we do the contract, so we can see what's going on in Wilton Creek at Halloween. So yeah, here's the Wilton Creek sign. Hello, and then we have decorations over here. And of course, the park is has been decorated. And there's the scarecrow with the scary tree. Got some pumpkin heads over the all over the place.
That doesn't sound like him. If he did, I'm sure there was a very good reason for it. Anyway,
like a disco here. When I was doing this last, some dude came in here, began dancing here. They also changed the guards. Look, now these guards are dressed like this. So all the all these guards have been changed to that too. As you can see, they're wearing the white outfits. Inside the houses, there's nothing has been changed yet. So there's nothing special going on in here. Guess they don't want to mess that up. Then we have this. I think normally the thing was here, the van for the what's it called, the exterminator. But they replaced that with a crypt. There's a big bug on the front. Then we have the Decorations here. There's a few pumpkins over here. And I don't think they changed anything here.
Excuse me?
No.
This is a private area.
Oh, there's a keep out thing.
When I get back with the guard.
Oh, bugger. Anyway. Little bit of decoration here. They placed a cherub over there. The pumpkin over there. Let's go to the party. Balloons all over the place.
I told her not to worry about the
And
money.
then we have this dude over here. And the cook is now wearing a top hat. I think it's a little bit too dark at the moment, but yeah. Although I have to say, it's been challenging. I don't think anything changed in the back garden over here, no. So yeah, that has been altered. Balloons. And of course the obligatory scarecrow. Smoke coming from the place. The mod has changed your target's location. Oh, really? Okay. So that makes it harder or easier? That's the question. We'll see if we can do it with the mod, right? Just for fun. Oh, look at this. What is this? I didn't see that before. There's a statue right there. Cool. So what else is here? Of course, the pumpkins. The door is just open for some reason. Oh yeah, they put a pumpkin on his head.
I think he comes early. Just to check. Spend more time.
Okay, so the garbage truck is the same.
He's been sitting there most of the day. I don't know what he's reading.
If it's just a police officer or something over here. What else do we have?
My wife's reading it now.
There's nothing special about this. He just has a couple of pumpkins. Oh yeah, there's a... you recognize the reference here? This is on Nexus Mod, yes. Does anybody know? Because I know what this is, but... yeah. Your friends are gonna float as well. That of course is a reference to It. And that is Pumpkinhead. Yeah, it's from It, the clown in the sewer. Oh, there's a... they put a Weeping Angel on there. It's reversed. Let's see, what else do we have? Apparently this one isn't doing so much. One has the simple decorations up.
I swear I have a license for it. Don't bring it with you. You can't just confiscate my property.
Can't remember there being a yellow ribbon there. Yeah.
Calm down, Demolition Man.
Calm down, Demolition Man.
Mole, you don't need explosives. We're gonna keep them safe in our trunk until you produce that license, okay? Come on.
So yeah, that is Whittleton Creek, and
I don't much care for politics.
I like your honesty.
They changed him too. The politician looks different now.
Either. Have a nice day.
Where the hell is he from? Yeah, a few decorations up there and here. So yeah, that is Wilton Creek Halloween mode. What is that flag? Burlington Museum. I did see a change in something. Well, her position is the same. I guess he is the same. I did notice something. And I don't know if that was there before the mod, but no.
Hey, you!
Was it over here? I thought there was some change in some of the like this. Was this here before? Was this in another house I was exploring the last time I was walking through this mod? I think it was another house. There was like a ghoulish picture. Oh, that might be the house where the party is. That's on the other side, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Ba 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 da ba da. Drone is good. Notex has been messing with drone. He's made a hover bomber now. That's cool. Let me see. Oh, there's the bat decorations. I didn't notice that before. And some spider webs. Oh, right. Like this. This thing. This wasn't there before. Oh. More decorations here. Like, this has changed, I think. This one, I don't think the chest set was there. I can't remember anyway. Let's see. Ooh. Scared me there, dude. Oh, that big bowl. Sneaky suspicion. Some stuff has been rearranged here.
Oh, hi.
So yeah, I think that is what the extent of the changes is, as far as I could tell. So yeah, let's try that again. Let's restart. And let's go for it. Let's see, he has to be an accident, right?
Hey, we need some help here. Please get some help. What the hell? Hey, what the hell's happening? Oh my God.
Why is this car so hard to blow up? Oh boy. I wonder where he goes. Let's forget about him for now. I think one of the targets is over there, yes. I can always get a propane tank for him. And for her. Let's see, micro taser.
Almost ready for those ankle weights.
Dale, what's up? You look tired. Heavy load today?
Hi, Trevor.
Just got this package for Batty down the street. I didn't know he had relatives in Colombia, but it says right here. What?
Huh? What the heck was that?
Crap.
Oh god. Okay, well.
Oh, right. He comes there because I shot that. I need to, like... If he can piss off, that would be great. Cool. There we go. Okay, so I need an accident for her. Let's see, there's a propane tank all the way over there. So let's go over here. I swear I have a license for it.
You can't just confiscate my property. I need it.
You can't just confiscate my property. Let's see, what is his deal? Let's see. What's your problem? Poison. Oh, as a mailman, so I cannot do that yet. Oh crap, I should have taken his outfit over there. Crap. Who's the target in the magician outfit? I don't know. I guess it's Joseph Rickman. We'll see. Let's see. Dale Anderson. It's him. Oh, it's the mailman. So who did I poison here then? Dale Anderson. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 targets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I guess if I kill him in the spot where he's in, that should do right. Otherwise, this mod is messed up for me. Then we'll see. I guess they cloned his avatar and reskinned him or something. That's weird. I wonder if he... So he's over there.
What's that you're carrying around? Another lawsuit for Janice?
Hi, Trevor. Another package for James Batty. I think it's the collector's edition of that video.
Hey!
Oh, shit.
Hey!
What?
Yeah, it killed the other dude too. I should have been in the...
Hey, I need some help over here.
Don't go any further. You're gonna regret this. I need back. Hey!
Crap. I've done this a few times like this. That's weird. So I gotta put a bullet destruction in, I guess, for the guard over there. Getting the postman killed the magician guy too. Yeah, that's why I said I think they cloned the his essence AI avatar thing in the game.
Oh, hi, Dale. You look a little tired there. Heavy package? Not another lawsuit, I hope.
I'm sad.
Hey!
Crap! I gotta drop the taser first. Put it on the ground. Oh, this way. I wonder if I kill him and I take the magician outfit, if that would, like, count. That would be something, right? Lady with a mask on.
Best mailman in Whittleton Creek. What do you have there?
Hey, Trevor. Another package for Batty. He's been getting quite a few of them this past week.
Hey, what was that noise?
He comes for the noise. He comes to shut it off. He fucks off, so I can, like...
Whatever.
And done.
Okay, so that killed him. She needs to be whatever. Let's see, what was her problem? An accident, right? Right. So... let's go there, maybe?
I have a license for it. I just don't bring it with me. You can't just.
So because I'm now the mailman, I can poison him? Syringe. Look what they've been...
Sir?
I don't even know where that is from which map. Or I don't know if they did custom to things. There's a lady with wings from the other...
I
oh,
don't know what he's reading.
I overstepped my...
Whoa, back off, buddy. I'm married.
Okay. Alright, there's a propane tank right over there. And I think I can get this propane tank if it doesn't blow up in my face.
You know what I like about you guys? You're just so chill.
Thanks.
Like Janice. I have never
Okay, get this.
I mean, I'm just
The meat bone over here. Let me see. So, what is your problem? A fall accident. So, okay, I can put you in the creek, and yeah, I can do whatever to you, and I can blow you up. Okay. Which way? To my right. Do the others need outfit in disguise? Suit. Oh, that's a good one. I need to go back to get my suit. So it might have been beneficial to do the mailman last, but then I have the problem of... Yeah, that's a problem. Because then the mailman goes on his route and I have to kill him somehow. Oh, this just works out. So now I have to go back to get my my outfit. I'm sure there's a much faster way to do this, but yeah, I just don't want to break my mind over it right now. Body found. What body is found? That's weird.
Oh, hello there. I'm Charles Blake, chairman of the Homeowners Association.
Oh, right. I'm going right past. I might as well go there because my other targets are all over there. Let's see, what was your problem? You got to be anything. Oh, the fall accident. Oh, that's baddie. Yeah. Okay. That should not pose a real big problem, and just knock him out, jump him in the creek. He should be good. Let's bonk him with the... Don't forget to pick up the propane again. Do 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 do. There we go. Get my propane tank. Cool, cool, cool. So now we need to go to the other side of the map. And that is any method and any method. Okay. So I want to use the propane tank at least on her. Where are you? You're standing to the side. So maybe I can lure him somewhere where he just falls into the staircase. If that is the place where I think he is.
I have to tell you. These are the best mountains
I like that they did the... oh. Oh. Okay, lady, I'll be right back.
What? Excuse me, sir. I think you dropped something.
Let go, let go, let go! Man, why does drowning take forever? I wanted to kill him, but he saw me. So, best way is to get in here and kill him from here. What I then want to do is like...
What? Wow.
That should do it. Okay. I gotta go all the way to the other side. No, I don't. For the propane tank.
Anyone?
He walks past here. If you do this, yeah, then you can't. No, that doesn't work. I'm trying to think of a way. Gotta kill him, but I don't know where they will drag him. I gotta get his outfit. Maybe drop it here, but I gotta kill him anyway, so...
Oh, out doing your rounds, Dale? What's that you got there? Something to support Batty in his fight against Janice?
Well, I've got this package for James Batty. It's from something called...
Whoa.
Go, dude.
Okay.
Oh, what a shot. I think you've been in an accident. I should get some help.
Yes, the situation is under control.
Fuck! I was trying to sneak around him. But the secondary dude didn't do his thing. Man, I was so close. Okay. Here's the lady in the wolf mask outfit.
Well, if it isn't the hardest working mailman in the whole country.
Is that for me or more stuff for Batty?
Ha! Trevor! Good to see you again. This... Hey.
Okay, good. That's the right routine. So he comes here. Now he goes there to shut off the water.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
Nah, it's nothing.
And stay off.
Damn it, he fell forward. That's annoying. Yeah, and don't have coins to... maybe if I take this. Yeah.
What's up? You look tired. Heavy load today?
Hi, Trevor. Just got this package for Batty down the street. I didn't know he had relatives in Colombia, but it says right here to Uncle James from Hector.
Huh? What does that sound? Oh, balls.
Okay, nothing, I guess.
And off.
What? Damn, you throw like, well, me. Just keep practicing, my friend. We'll learn it someday. Oh, no.
Ta-da!
Really, dude?
Weird.
Yeah, so the
Shardy_waffles_ just redeemed weird.
so the fire hydrant is made of metal. I'm causing a leak and I electrify the fire hydrant, but it doesn't electrify the puddle it creates, which the fire hydrant is in the middle of. So that's weird.
Why, if it isn't Dale Anderson, the mailman.
If it isn't Dale Anderson, the mailman.
I'm sad to say it's just another package for James Batty. Not sure what's in it, to be honest.
Hey. Huh? What the heck was that? Oh, you gotta be kidding.
Whatever.
Off you go. Whoa. Who the hell threw that? That's not cool.
Turn around, dude.
Oh, God.
There,
What?
Okay. Well, that was a load of nothing.
Oh, Christ. I need help. Someone please help me. Hey, I need some help here. Someone's messing around. What can I say?
Command, please acknowledge. Come in, command. Someone's causing trouble.
Oh!
Oh, so I can't even change into his outfit even if I wanted to. Okay. Oh man. I'm gonna do it differently. It's gotta be an the poison counts as an accident, right? And he goes to check the distraction shot. You can drop the newspaper in front of him. Oh, right. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so, yeah. Alright. Let's see what you're going on. Okay. So electrocution is an accident, but poison isn't. Drowning is. Was she wearing a hat thing?
Hey, Dale. Hey, I think you forgot something.
Oh,
Hey,
balls.
Yay.
And done.
Hey, the trash can has been invented.
He somehow he knows it's me doing it.
Medical science today. I'm sure they can save you.
He didn't notice the guy getting undressed right in front of him.
I just don't bring it with me. You can't just confiscate my property. I need it.
You can't just confiscate my property. Okay, so now we gotta kill him. Bit of a shame that I couldn't take the magician's outfit. That would have been cool, but yeah. And then pretend I'm the mailman. Okay, so now I'm gonna, since I'm here, I'm gonna get the propane tank, then go back to get my suit. Oh boy. It's a thing. The bird guy. So I gotta remember to change the suit first. Yeah, that's the first thing in order to, so then I can kill the rest, because these are, so this was the only one that was as mailman, the rest is suit. Yeah, okay. Good. There's also a suit in Helen's bedroom. Is that the Arcadian suit or something, or what is it? The outfit for Janus? Yeah, Helen's is over here, and the suit is over here, so that doesn't really make a big difference. Okay.
Will someone fix that racket?
Crap. Now this timing doesn't work out because the I need him to go to the toilet first. I could have. Oh, that dude is the one I poisoned. I was questioning who's the one they're finding, but it's the. Now he's sitting down again. Crap. So. Yeah, I could probably go to the other side, get the propane tank from that side. But if I blow him up. it just keeps sitting down. Fuck it, I'm going for it.
Huh? Hey, you! Oh, no, you don't. Don't let him take control, right?
Someone is firing a weapon.
Fuck. I was going for this propane tank over here.
I need backup.
We need more men now.
Oh wait, it's over here.
Echo Fox got November Zulu, over. We've got multiple casualties. I think it's the same guy.
Hey, did you grab the...
There it is. Okay, so if I okay, I need to replan because I need a suitcase, a briefcase. So get this container and put the micro taser in here. Tools, micro taser. Okay. Okay. We can do this. We can do this. This way. Whoop. Hey guys. I like that they replaced the dude over there with the with the guy in the flamingo suit.
Almost ready for those ankle weights.
Anderson, the best mailman in Whittleton Creek. What do you have there?
Hi, Trevor. Another package for James Batty. I think.
Another package from James Batty. Are you breaking your confidentiality thing, man? You can't say. You can't tell who you have a mail for.
Hey. Excuse me. Looks like you lost something. Oh, no. Hey, can you hear me? I think you've been in some kind of accident. Guards, over here. I need some assistance.
Cool, got him. Okay, and then we gotta poison this dude.
You can't just confiscate
Get the propane tank from that house and from the thing, so I have two things I can use. Get the syringe here. Bitch ass! Why? Why? Busted!
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Ah, boy. The lady with the wings. And I have a sneaky suspicion that if I wasn't playing the mod, there wouldn't be anybody there. And then it was all fine.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Dale. You look a little tired there. Heavy package? Not another lawsuit, I hope.
Hey, Trevor. Another package for Ben. He's been getting quite a few of them this past week.
Whoa.
Sir? Yeah, I think that belongs to you.
And bullet.
What? I think you've been in an accident. I should get some help.
Okay.
Hello, security?
So I think I'll drop the briefcase to distract the dude long enough for the lady to pass.
You can't just confiscate my property. I need it.
Can't just confiscate my property. Okay, so he's over there. Where's the lady with the wings? She's over there.
Okay.
What was that? Is that on purpose? Hello?
Should be blocked, right? Okay, cool. Now, propane tank. Whoop. Okay. I could have smuggled a taser into the into the shed somewhere, but yeah. Let's see, the other propane tank was in the shed. You idiot! Yeah, Shardy, second propane. I just realized. That's the whole point of bringing the briefcase. Oh boy. Oh crap. Watch it blow up in my face. Randomly. Oh, okay. We get away with that one. For now. Oh man, it took so long to get there. Okay, so he is in this garden, right? This propane tank out. Don't need the thing anymore. What is she doing? Oh, she is not moving. That's good.
Excuse me? How unfortunate. That will affect your final payment.
Shardy underscore Wildcat underscore just redeemed. How unfortunate.
My brain is big and smart.
You're right, Shardy. I hate these back and forth. Yeah, you gotta go that, gotta go back, gotta go up. Oh boy. Time is now. I have time. I have time. And I really like this map like this. Been saying this for years, man. We need a Halloween version of this map, and then some other just does it. Very cool.
This is just a... What was that?
What? Oh, excuse me, sir. You dropped something.
Yeah. I got it.
Whoa, what a shock.
I was gonna say, don't you see that, dude?
Science today. I'm sure they can save you.
Target spotted. Repeat. Target spotted. That's in the sky.
Why does he suddenly see me? That's annoying. 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 Odd. Okay.
So, out doing your rounds, Dale? What's that you got there? Something to support Batty in his fighting against Janice?
Hi, Trevor.
Hey! Hey? What was it? Oh, shit. Sir, you dropped something.
So I'll let him get close, more to closer. For some reason that works better.
Oh, no. This looks like an accident. Damn.
Why doesn't that work all of a sudden? That I was spotted by the dude where I was standing next to. Okay, but the security dude over there. It worked. It worked. And somehow it doesn't work anymore. Let's try the... maybe it's the object I'm dropping. I don't know. Game logic. Weird, weird. Do.
Dale, what's up? You look tired. Heavy load today?
Well, I've got this package for James Bat. It's from something called the Mysterious...
Hey.
Hey, I think you forgot something.
What? Oh no.
Oh, but now I've lost my briefcase. Dude.
Yeah, I can't let you pass. I'm sorry, sir.
Crap.
Hey, yo. Could you take this to the lost and found? Somebody must have left it behind by accident.
Help over here.
Muchas gracias.
Oh, not in the mood for playing games here. Something terrible is happening.
Hey, what's the situation here? You look freaked out.
Things are getting dangerous. Sort it out.
Okay, I'll deal with it now. Calling in. Got an accident here.
Got it. Fine, it will take me a bit more longer to finish, but whatever. Got my briefcase back. Don't forget to change outfits. Get both propane tanks. Oh boy.
Huh? Give a hoot. Don't pollute.
Hey, you! You get the hell off of that grass, you hear me? You know how much time...
Will you stream on the 31st? What's on the 31st? Of December?
Okay.
October. Because that's Halloween, I guess. I don't know what day is that. If it's a Friday, then yes. Otherwise, I don't think I can.
There most of the day. I don't know what he's reading, but it looks like it's the most.
It is Friday, then yeah, then I will stream.
You know what I like about you guys?
Normally, unless something comes up whether I have to do, but Normally Friday afternoon is my I'm off of work, so that's when I have time to stream.
Have you seen that Janice's oddball nurse is added again?
Oh yeah, the bird guy.
I think he comes early.
Oh yeah, the bird guy.
Spends more time with them than he does with Janice.
Okay. Right, so get the outfit first. I know you said there's another suit outfit in West House, but yeah, I'm not gonna get there because I think it's faster just to get the my outfit over there. He's standing over there, okay. He's standing over there. Okay. I will put one over here.
Huh, strange. What's going on?
Oh, I can just get him over here. I don't. Oh, but if I don't. Why is she running? Why is she going all the way in the house? I think she needs to relax.
Weird, weird.
There she comes.
Shardy _waffles_ just redeemed. Weird.
Mr. Nolan Cassidy?
Can't say that I do.
Well, he's
I'm bet he's over there. Yeah. I wonder what the exit is.
not really from around here, senor.
Oh, she's gonna take the prop. Oh my god.
Never mind. You wait a little longer.
Where the fuck is she going? That's not for you. Oh, now they're gonna. Oh.
Come on, give me a break.
This day's
Yo.
getting better.
Man, you read me. Something blew up. We need you guys to stay alert.
Alright, gotta do Betty first. I was looking for the exit, but there's still a dude over left. So yeah, and he needs to fall, so I need to push him into the creek. Okay, that is no problem. He's the easy one. There's a kitchen knife in the board. Alrighty then. Oh fuck, there's another dude here. Gotta be kidding, man.
Riggedy wrecked, son!
Bridge exit or the bus, yeah, or the creek. It's also possible I need to get the paddle to get out. Oh well, you made it, so you would know, right? I don't know if Red knows about the creek exit.
Another lawsuit for Janice?
I'm sad to say it's just another package for James Batty. Not sure what's in it. What?
Hey, you!
Oh, shit.
Come on. Go. Go.
I think you've been in an accident. I should get some help.
Okay. Help! Help!
Oh, thank God you're here. This is Pat. We need help. I have a license for it.
Black flag.
Don't bring it with you. You can't just confiscate my property. I need it to get rid of an aggressively invasive...
I need it! I really need it! Calm down, Demolition Man.
What the hell was that noise?
Okay. Now.
I don't know what he's reading.
I think we have this run pretty much down because we have done it so much.
Hello.
Hello.
We've seen that Janice's oddball nurse is at it again.
Oh yeah, the bird guy.
I think he comes early. Just to chat with the bird. Spend more time with them because
Okay, get that. Okay, so now we get the outfit. Okay.
Station 7. Still nothing to report.
This could be a problem. Let's get rid of one of these first.
Station 4. Everything looks good. Command, got a possible 517. Moving in to investigate.
Oh, the briefcase. Oh, fuck.
Maybe. Someone must have left it behind by accident. Thanks.
Could you be any more annoying?
Yeah, that's my question too.
Yes.
Okay. Get me some muffins. Oh, there are pumpkins actually. Okay, so now we gotta watch out for the other dude.
Huh? Was that it? Bah. Damn.
Huh. Help me! No, you gotta help me! Yeah.
Okay. Got him. So now we get where's the exit? Where's the exit? Oh, it's the Oh, it's the truck. Weird that it doesn't show up for me now. So I gotta be... Oh, there it is. It's locked because I need the Trashman outfit, I guess. Just don't know which one of them has it, or does it matter? Doesn't it matter? This is one of them. Yeah. I thought there was another garbage man here. Oh, this is a thing.
You know what I like about you guys? You're just so chill. Not like Janet.
Can he piss off, please?
I'm just trying to help him, and he's behaving like a complete...
Where's the other trash man?
It's like
looking good.
I know that he's hiding something, he's enjoying, and I can't figure out...
Oh, he's over there. Okay.
What was that noise?
Hey, who's trying to break my balls here?
There we go. Yes. There we go. Well, that was fun. I like that one. Well done, Red. Well done. Thank you, thank you. Gosh. Number 3 on the globals. Let's see, globals. What's it? Starting 418. Sleazy 427. Then and there's me, double the time in 830. Cactus Jack. I am Kazua. Okay. Not many other familiar names on it, but okay. So what else do we have? Any other fun contracts? Season of the Dragon. Oh, do we have live? Let's see. The escalation. I haven't done that one yet, so go. Yeah. Let's see if I can still do this.
What the? Oh, this is terrible.
Hey, how are you?
Crap. She saw that. There's also, if I go upstairs, the dude that's sleeping is still talking to me. He says, "Oh, you can't be here," because it's not the security officer in the white outfit, like they're on the corner. I'm pretty sure of that. This is a bit finicky. It doesn't always. It depends on what her angle is. Oh, I missed. You idiot! See, that's when you. That's what happens when you try to go too fast. It's one of my flaws. When I know how to do stuff, I'm going fast, and then it falls apart. It's a bit of a shame. Gotta slow down.
Oh gosh, what do I do? Just hang in there. I'll get some help.
Excuse me, you're not allowed here, you know.
See? That was the unconscious dude.
Eyes open, mind sharp.
Okay, so what I do is I give him the gun so he fucks off. And then I'm gonna plant a bomb here.
Up against Edgar Zoo.
Get my gun out.
Contestants, ready up.
There's the big boss.
Target down. Dragonhead Xiaolong Wu's reign at Concord is over. With their leader out of the way, the organization is now particularly vulnerable.
Wrap it up.
Nicely done,
Fast.
47.
I'll wrap it up for you.
Wrap it up, or I'll wrap it up for you.
47. That was Xiao He,
Xiao He.
a confirmed threat to Agent Lee's mission.
Where is he?
You dealt with that swiftly.
Oh, there he comes. What
was that? Wait a minute. I think we dropped something.
Good to see you, ladies.
Oh, now he's got. Oh crap! He's in this arrangement where he. Fuck. Did you try the long strat? I don't know what the long strat is. This is gonna fail now. Every time I did this, he doesn't talk to them, but now for some reason he is in the conversation.
Is Agent Bruce Lee, our client's undercover operative and a critical asset to this mission. I suggest you introduce yourself when the opportunity arises.
Crap! Now he's there. Bugger. Crap. They'll have to kill him, so before anything else.
That is Roland Chow, one of today's tournament contestants. That's strange. 47, I have it on good authority that this man is already a high-ranking member of Concord. Why would he enter a recruitment tournament? I'm authorizing him as a target. That was Shang Wei Shang, who British intelligence and Lee suspected was a potential
Oh well.
That's him taken care of. Fine work. Well done, 47. Roland Chow has been eliminated, and no longer...
You can't restart. No.
...to Agent Lee. And with that, Agent Lee's way into Concord Union is assured. Find an exit. Your money is being transferred now.
Because the chandelier I dropped on him also killed his opponent, so yeah. That was a bit of a misfortune. Oh, come on, why is he taking... Oh my god, I'm stuck behind. My entire plan is falling apart here. And now this timing is not good. Because now they are... fuck it. I'll just go out the front. This is not what I wanted to do. What the hell is the second stage of the... did I change anything if the in the second part? Oh, you haven't played this ET, okay. Well, I guess the twist is that the ET isn't the ET. At least he's not the target you have to kill. It's the target you have to protect. So that's the twist in this one. Shit, 10+5, okay. Okay, so let's see what's the next level of this. Any elimination otherwise must be performed by somebody else. Only non-lethal methods to neutralize threats. That's interesting. Must be performed by somebody else. I have no idea how to do that. So I guess they have to lose against somebody else or something. No idea how. I think this one takes 30 minutes. I know. Then I'm gonna pass on this one for now. And I'm not gonna do that on stream. That's gonna bore you guys out of your mind. Yeah, that's not fun. Half an hour. Come on. Yeah, you gotta make sure Lee doesn't get poison, so you gotta get the antidote from the dude, or you gotta make sure one of them, I can't remember which one, dies. Then you can take the outfit from him, the poison from him. Oh, it's annoying. Okay, contracts. Let's see. Contract search. Poisonous Love 3, okay. I did too. Good day, 47. Another simple one today. Eliminate the 2 thieves trying to rob the bank. The only problem is that the ICA has an outstanding loan taken from the bank, so you can't stay for more than 3 minutes. Oh boy. Time limited. Oh, are these the bank robbers? Okay. Tools, no poisons. Let's go. Gosh.
We got guards everywhere. I don't know, baby girl. This is too risky. We got guards everywhere.
Crap. Did I throw it before the door closed? Probably.
Huh?
What? Why is he coming in here? That has never happened before. It's always her. We really have to wait till he does something else. Maybe, yeah, I have an idea, but I don't know if it'll work. All shots must hit an NPC. Oh my god. You bastard. But I don't understand how he hears this.
Whoa! Help! Help!
Hey!
Hey!
Fuck me. Yeah, you can knock him out, but then she will come in and fuck up your day because the lady is still there and she sees you in the mirror. I wish I had somehow I could take another thing.
Into the big league.
I know, but talking about it and actually doing it, two different things.
Oh dear God, it brings her in.
Oh shit. Come on, come on, come on. Hey! Did you do this? No, no.
My sight. You can't just bash people's...
Hmm. I can't use my gun slot for anything else.
Huh? Hey, is anyone there?
Command, it's me again, yeah?
What was that? Hello? Someone there?
Hello?
Oh, no, whoa. They've come a long way in medical science today.
Never heard of her.
There we go. Do you have an aromatic gas grenade? Yes, I do. But I need to bring 2 poisons for both of them. And I could smuggle it in, but then I have to go anywhere else, and I only have 3 minutes, so yeah. It's basically I didn't have the room in my inventory to do it. This is quicker because I can smuggle it like upstairs in that bathroom, I guess, and then but you have to go upstairs, get it, and get down, and then. By the time you get back, the officer and the girl are gone anyway. So... 49 seconds? What? How? How? Let me see. Can I? Morphka. Hey, Morphka, welcome. I can't take that. Yeah, this is taking too long. And I can't shoot. Oh, that's illegal. Okay.
Oh. Wait, what is that? Doesn't really matter which gun I take.
Wow. Huh?
Oh, he knows I dropped it. Bugger. Let's see. all so far away. There's no point in starting there. I can't shoot the fire extinguisher because all shots must hit an NPC. So I can't shoot the NPC, the fire extinguisher, because then I'll fail the mission. Well, I can't get 5 stars, so that's a thing. Yeah, so I do have another idea.
Huh? Weird.
Hey, buddy. You ever hear trash
Hey.
cans?
Is anyone there?
Crap. Maybe if I close the door, then she won't come in. So wait this out. Perfect shooter, yeah, basically. Trank both. Oh, that could be an option.
Hey,
What the hell was
you
that?
can't throw things around. Find a garbage can.
Okay. Trank is a good idea. So, okay. Let's try that. Hopefully nobody on the outside will see that.
Huh?
I know I'm caught, but let's see what this potentially does.
Who's there? Hey!
Whoa. Oh. Oh, yeah?
And then get, okay. Bum 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 bum.
Okay. Who is that? Hello? Oh, Christ! Oh no, please don't die on me. Can you hear me? You've been in a bad...
Crap!
Hey, what's wrong with you? Hey, man.
Why did he... I tried to to poison her, but he didn't want... he didn't want any part of that. Okay. Man, I wish I could bring the egg in, but yeah, I guess it's... I'll have to do it like this.
Jeez. Hey! Is anyone there? Oh my god! Listen, you've been in a very bad accident. I'm gonna go try and find someone to help. Hey, don't...
Why?
My God! You serious?
Why does that happen? Oh, bugger.
go have a look, please?
What? Whoa. I think you've been in an accident. I should get some help.
Oh, and then
Listen out.
because she saw me do him, then the that's weird. I think I can make it work, but I need to do the person that stays behind first.
Huh?
And they can see that from there.
Think I gotta let. Huh.
What the heck is happening?
Damn.
I'm not gonna make 49, but it's getting close.
Duh. Winning.
So if I can somehow shave off a few more seconds of that, then I could potentially get it closer, but yeah. 51. That's only 2 seconds, right? Yeah. I'll take it. Tranking works. That was a good call. Oh, Artful Jamie, sorry, I didn't see you. Have you done the featured contract called The Gold? I have done all featured contracts, but I don't know. Featured, Lethal Hands, Financial Stone Ninja, Everflowing, Hocus Pocus. I don't know, that's an older one, I guess. That's not one of the last two sets. I don't know if you're still here, but oh, Artful Jamie. I don't see one that's called the yes, in the China map. That's Chongqing. This one, but that is the ever-flowing Tanto. So yeah, I basically did all of them in the last few sets. So emotional damage. I don't know which one is that in the China map. So that's Chongqing. The guards find out. Hacking explosives. Oh, that's an older one then, because it's... Huh. Dartmoor Blackout is the hardest one you've ever done. The Call of the Elephant doesn't seem to be completed. Yeah, that was an annoying one and I decided not to do that one. It's one from all the different colors batch. Death Atmosphere, Single and Mingle. Christmas Vortex. I wish I could search on that. There was the list. Startup Industries. Elite Instratech, Combat Glue, Lookout Below. Combat Glue. Ohm. Surgical Strike. There it was. Electronic. Chain reaction. Guess I went too fast. Near the pink. Pink, the purple. Oh, the gold one here. Guess I did this one. Let's see, how did I do? I've got it in 2:15. So, yeah. I guess I did it. Don't mind, Steph is a cheater, so don't look at his time. Oops. I guess I did. How did I do this? I have no idea. Looks to be a sniper thing here, but yeah. So long ago. Is she the one that's... do I need to start over here for this one? What are the targets? These ones. Xiao Fendai, Su Yunchen. I'll pull up the map, see what it was. Maybe you can snipe them all. Oh, you can't, okay. Okay, let's see if I remember this. This is all... Yeah, the train station glitching, that's who's next? Where am I? Over here. To my left and up. Get away from me, lady.
What's going on in that noodle place?
Oh, I need... Okay, I remember. Replan mission for her. I need poison. Lethal. Okay. Oh, Dean, I can possibly give Dean a... I know I have to, but I want to slow down this lady. Too bad I can't. Oh wait, I can get up here. Been so long, as you can see, that there's a few batches back, and that's like 3/4 of a year or something. Why? Why? Why couldn't I poison her from back there? I didn't even need to push her. I should have could just shoot her while I was going down. Let's see. I don't know why he was sniping the people. But... Oh, he sees that. Okay. I can't remember what to do. Oh, I gave him a taser. Right, I just... Because he is... Let's see, what was his deal again? Yeah, you can just give him a taser. Or you can like... Where is it?
Oh no, you don't. Drop the gun. Understood? Not another step. You're gonna regret son of a bitch.
Yeah. I'd have to figure this out all over again, but I don't really have time for that now, so yeah. Unfortunately, I have to start making dinner, so thank you guys for hanging out, and yeah, I'm going to let's see, I'm gonna raid out. I think let's see who's live. I think Red is live. She's also playing Hitman, so if you were here for the drops, for the Apple drop, and you still haven't got it, you need more time, we can go to Red. She is also playing Hitman. She is doing contracts from the looks of it, so yeah, let's go say hi to Red. And yeah, show her some love. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for hanging out. That's always always nice. And let's see, do I have anything else open in the form of mentions? Wouldn't she be easier oil canister explosion kill? Maybe. There's one on the castle map where you drop chandelier on the constant. That's a pretty funny one. There's so much fun to be had in this game with all sorts of different kills. Yeah. So, anyway, normally next Friday, I don't think I can stream this weekend. I always check, but yeah, it depends on what my wife is doing. Let me check my calendar. What is this? Oh yeah, tomorrow I'm away all day and Sundays with my wife, so no. Yeah, I will see you guys next Friday. Later.